today I'm going to teach you exactly how to train your forearm, your grip, and your wrist strength so that we will have really strong wrists. So you'll need a few things. You'll need a hand towel, and you'll also need a small dumbbell. If you don't have a light dumbbell, you can use a water bottle or anything that sort of, I won't use this because it actually has water in it, but anything that's kind of cylinder that's going to give you a bit of weight, okay? And then we're going to get started. So yeah, something slightly different today. Okay. Well, we're all nearly here. Fantastic. So first thing we're going to do is a little wrist warm up, because as well as having strong wrists, you also need to have flexible wrists. This is also going to help you in your mat work, in your body weight work, push-ups, plank. If you're ever someone who's really struggled to do that because of wrist strength, or then these exercises are going to help. Okay, so we're going to start. Just sit on your mat or sit wherever you want to comfortably. You could do this in a chair if you wanted to. And we're just going to start by opening your fingertips as wide as you possibly can, like you're going to give me jazz hands. Like literally feel all those muscles through the hands stretch. Now I want you to close your hands into a fist and open them as fast as you can. Open, close, open, close, open, close. Now I want you to do this as fast as you possibly can. And I don't want to see tiny fingers. I want to see jazz hands. Now what you're probably going to feel, and I want you to keep it nice and fast, 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 is that you'll get a little bit of burning sensation in your forearms, or you should start to feel those forearms start to heat up. We're just warming up those muscles, because when we think of grip, we just think of hand, but actually all those muscles, they come from our forearms. So it's super, super important to warm them up. So I want you to keep going until you literally can't go anymore. I think my hands are going to burst in a second. And then give them a little shake. So hopefully you should be able to even pop your hand and you should get like a little bit of a pump in your forearm. Hi, Sonia. You're going to need a hand towel and a dumbbell. Yeah? So from there, we're going to just circle the wrist around. So I want you to take your right hand forward. You're going to grab hold of the fingertips and you're going to pull your hand back towards you. This is going to give you a nice big stretch. Now, ideally, try and get the hand across the knuckle as well. If you just do the fingers, if you're very flexible, then what happens is we don't get it into the wrist as much. So think of really pressing the palm towards you. Nice straight arm if you can, that will increase the stretch. This gives us nice stretch through the wrist and through the forearm. I'm just going to hold it 10 to 20 seconds. Nice, lovely stretch through the forearm. Exactly. Then you're going to show off your ring. Grab hold of the front of the hand and just gently pull it towards you. So now you're going to feel that nice big stretch through the front of the wrist and the forearm. Now, if your wrist doesn't bend that much, it doesn't matter. But ideally, what we want to try and do is just build up that mobility and stretch through those hands. Then from there, we're going to make a circle. So you can release the tension on your hand and you're going to say, stop right there. You're then going to show off your ring. Boom. You're then going to flip your palm up as if you're looking in a little hand mirror. And then you're going to say, no, thank you. So we're going to go, show off the ring, look in your invisible mirror, rotate the palm to the front, no, thank you. Hand down, rotate so the palm faces you, and then stop right there. So think ring, little mirror, stop. And the aim is that we're trying to create a nice full circle. So you can see my wrist is rotating without really much movement in my forearm. Yeah. Now this will be dependent on how much flexibility you have in your wrist. So now we're going to reverse it. So you're going to start here. You're going to turn the palm to face you. You're going to flip the palm down and lift the hand up. Rotate the palm to face you. Flip the palm down, flip it up. Woo! It's a one for the brain, ladies. Face you, flip, and up. Two more there. Palm faces you, hand down, and up. Last one, rotate, down, and up. Give that arm a little shake, and then we're going to go on the other side. Starting by pressing down and pulling the wrist towards you, keeping the arm nice and straight so you get a nice stretch through the forearm. Just a couple nice deep breaths here 10 to 20 seconds for each stretch, ideally. And you might find that you're probably going to have one wrist that's probably stronger than the other, right? Which is totally normal. Then we're going to flip the palm up and you're going to pull the fingertips back towards you. Wait. No, we didn't do that one. Oh my God. Ignore me, guys. You're going to flip your palm up and you're going to pull your palm back towards you. There we go. We got there in the end. So once you've had that nice big stretch through the wrist, right? We're going to hold it one more second and then we're going to do those circles. So just loosen the wrist, circles on the left-hand side. So you're going to say stop right there. You're going to flip down, show off your rings, flip the palm up to rotate it towards you and hand back to the beginning. Flips down, palm towards you, palms away. Two more here. Flip down, palm towards you, palm away. Nice, guys. Can you do this while isolating the hand, right? So I'm not moving much of my arm. I'm trying to keep it as still as possible and just in the wrist. So now we're going to reverse. So now you're going to flip your palm towards you. Point the fingers down towards the floor. Stop right there. That's it. Palm towards you. Fingers down. And flip up. Two more. Palm towards you. Fingers down. Flip right up. Last one here. Palm towards you. Flip right down. Fingers up. And give that arm a little shake. Final mobility stretch. We're going to come onto all fours. And the first thing that we're going to do is just load the wrists. Okay? So in order to make them stronger, we have to apply load. We've got to put weight on them. So I just want you to just very gently spread your fingertips as wide as you possibly can on that mat. Think of kind of lifting the center of the palm off the mat and pushing through your fingertips as you rock your weight forward and back. So what we want to do is we don't want to have our palm flat to the floor. We want to almost lift the center of the palm off and push through our fingertips. From there, you can do little circles. So once you've rocked forward and back, you can shift your weight in circles. Couple to the right and a couple to the left. And then we're going to do one final forearm stretch. So once we've kind of put a bit of weight through them, you're going to come back to center. You're then going to rotate your fingertips of your left hand to point towards the knees. And then you're going to do the same for the right hand. You're then going to rotate the left hand back to the front, rotate the right hand back to the front. So you're just walking the hands out. Now, if those hands don't rotate that much, that's okay. I want you to really see where you're at. The aim of these exercises is a little test of our mobility, okay? Exactly how much flexibility we have in our wrist. For a lot of people, the mobility is there, but the strength is not, and vice versa. So it's really good to kind of figure out maybe where you're more dominant. Have you got mobility, but not much strength, and vice versa? You're going to finish this last set with your fingertips pointing towards the back of the room. Now, I think it's a good idea to tuck your toes underneath so we can stretch our feet at the same time. And you're going to sit back towards your heels till you get a nice big stretch in your forearm, okay? Now, it doesn't matter if you can't go very far, right? In fact, I'm a little bit hypermobile, so I'm not a good example, but go as far as you feel comfortable and you should feel a nice big stretch right in the forearm, okay? You're going to hold it here, a couple nice deep breaths, sit towards the heel so you get a little stretch through the arches of the feet as well. And then when you're ready, you're just very gently going to release out of the stretch and give those arms a little shake. So we are ready and raring to go. The first thing you're going to need is a dumbbell. Now, ideally, when you do this exercise, you can do it resting on your leg. You can sit cross-legged, legs in front of you. In a chair is a really good place. Now, I've got some blocks here I'm just going to use. You can also use a cushion or the arm of a chair. And I want you to rest your forearm onto your blocks, your knee, whatever you've kind of got available. And you're going to hold onto your weight in that hand. Now, I'm going to rotate to the side slightly so you can see. So the aim is that we want to make sure our shoulder and our forearm are supported in this movement so that we load the wrist. I've got hold of my dumbbell and it's facing down towards the floor. I'm then just going to drop my knuckles down towards the floor and then lift my knuckles up towards the ceiling. So this is flexion and extension of the wrist joint. Now, ideally, we're aiming for about 10 to 12 reps. Obviously, the harder or the heavier your weight is, the more challenging this exercise is going to be, okay? So a really good place to do this is on your sofa. You've got the arm of the sofa, you can literally rest it there. Arm of a table, arm of a chair, really, really good. And it doesn't really take that much effort. But what I really want you to feel is that you're slowly lifting up and slowly lowering down. We're going to do about 4 more here. Good. And 3. Lifting up as high as you can, dropping the knuckles down as high as you can. Last one. And then we're going to go side to side. So this time you're going to bring the weight so it's in line with your block or your arm. You're then going to gently side bend the wrist. So you're going to pull your thumb towards your wrist and then come back to center, and then pull your little finger towards your wrist and back to center. And I'll do it this way as well so you can see. So I will essentially rotate my wrist this way and this way. It's way harder to do it like this way and this way. So we're basically flexing the wrist from side to side, okay? Much more challenging, this one, probably, than the other one. Oh, good makeshift one there, Anita. Love it. Exactly. It works. It does the job. This one is probably going to be a little bit more uncomfortable. Nice. So Marie, instead of rotating it up for me, you've got to rotate this way. So you keep the weight parallel to the floor and you rotate it side to side. Yeah. Bit harder there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Super, super challenging. So once you have finished your last one, side to side, then we're going to rotate it up and down. Much, much easier, this one, up and down. So of course, these are all super, super, super simple exercises. You can do these at home when you're watching the television, right? And it's also good to explore with what kind of weights you can do it with, okay? The important thing is that you constantly control the movement. So what we don't want to do is let the weight drop and then lift it up all the way through. My forearm and my shoulder are supported, and I am controlling the weight the whole time, okay? So you're going to finish your last one in each direction, and then we're going to switch hands. So if you've got a block or a cushion, make sure it's on the other hand. Hand will go into the opposite one. So I'm using my left now, even though it looks like my right. So you're going to rotate those knuckles down towards the floor and then lift the knuckles up towards the ceiling, okay? So really, we're trying to flex the wrist down and lift the wrist up. So flexion and extension of that wrist joint, okay? Let's have a little look and see how everyone's getting on. Good. Nice, guys. Good. Probably one of the easier ones to manage, right? Good. Nice. Maybe 3, 4 more reps here. Good. And then we're moving side to side. So you're going to bring that weight so it's level with your block. And then you're going to pull your thumb towards your wrist and then pull your little finger towards your wrist. Thumb towards the wrist and little finger. And make sure you keep an eye on it and watch it, right? How much side flexion can you actually get? Okay? It's not going to be a huge amount of movement, but for this action, we're just gently loading the wrist and we're moving it in all directions. So we've got that nice lateral flexion. You're going to give me about 4 more here, seeing if you can get it a little bit further each time. So really, really testing yourself as we go. You should be coming up to your last one on each side. Good. And then we're going to go straight into rotating the palm up and rotating the palm down. Rotating the palm up and rotating the palm down. And you're going to give me about 5 more here. So easiest one, but it's important, making sure that we are only loading that wrist. So all the other weights should be completely supported by your block, your chair, whatever it is you're leaning on. Okay, so we're going to finish our last ones here. And then we're going to pop that weight down and we're going to grab hold of our towel. So, towel-wise, to begin with, let me come a bit closer. We want to fold it in half, my very old Gabby looking towel, and square, okay, to start. So it's just in a little square. I then want you to take a nice big fat end of, or corner of the towel, and I want you to grip it into your fist. Now, from there, I want you to squeeze that towel as hard as you possibly can for 10 seconds. So here we go. Squeeze it for 10, 9, 8, 7, keep going, 6, keep squeezing, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, then just gently release the tension. So now obviously we're gripping, now we're focusing more on the muscles exactly in the hand. So that was an isometric contraction. Now we're going to do little tiny pulses. So I want you to squeeze the towel as hard as you can and then release. Squeeze and release. Squeeze and release. 10 more. 10 and 9. Really grip it. We go 8 and 7. 6 and 5. 4, 3, 2, 1, and then gently release. Same thing on the other side. Grab hold of that towel. Make sure you've got a nice grip of it right in the palm. Squeeze it as hard as you possibly can for 10 seconds. Squeeze, 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 squeeze for 10. Keep squeezing. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently release that tension. Then we've got those little pulses. Squeezing and releasing for 10. Release. 9 and 8, 7 and 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and then relax. Okay, so you might feel something. Hopefully you feel a little bit of something. Hopefully your hands are nice and warm. If you're like me and your hands are always cold, it's good exercises. So from there, we're going to fold our hands up, our towel in half. And I would actually roll it into, roll it lengthways, like so. So next one we're going to do is wringing out the towel. So of course, logistically wise, kind of give it one little twist so that it's kind of not going to undo. And I want you to literally, as hard as you can, imagine that that towel is full of water and I want you to wring it out, okay? Now you can keep gently wring it out, wring it out, wring it out, wring it out, and then readjust. Wring it out, wring it out, wring it out, and readjust. That's really hard to say, really fast. Wring it out, wring it out. So ideally, what we're going to see is we've got that gripping action, right, that we did with the weights, right? The knuckles dropping down, knuckles dropping off. But now we're holding on to the towel as we do it. So the goal really here is a combination of hand, wrist mobility, and forearm strength. Come on, one more time. And then we've got to change directions. Oh, and then release. So let's go the other way. Kind of may have to kind of adjust the way it twists first, otherwise it kind of goes in odd directions. Now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to twist that towel as much as we can in the opposite direction. Now what you're probably going to find, this is actually a really good one to do. Just take your tea towel. Next time your tea towel's wet, next time you're wringing out your hair over the bath, right? All grip strength exercises as hard as you possibly can. Imagine you're trying to drain every single drop. Training your grip, it doesn't seem like a lot, but it's hard work. This is a hardcore exercise. If you were to fill this with water as well, then you really have that feedback, okay? We're going to do it twice more, as hard as you possibly can. Rotate, rotate. Get those wrists to rotate. Grab it as much as you can. Twist, 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 twist. That's it. Last time, guys. Big, big twist. Here we go. Wring out all of the water as hard as you possibly can. Keep twisting, keep gripping, and then release. Right? You okay there, Julie? I could see how hard we gripping that. And it should feel like that. It should feel exhausting doing grip work. It's a lot, right? Can see how red my hands are, all that blood flow, right? Good go. So, final exercise with our towel. And then we're going to finish with a weighted exercise, a standing weighted exercise. You're going to hold onto your towel lengthways. You may want to re-roll it. Okay. One hand is going to go on the top and one hand is going to go on the bottom. Okay. From there, you're going to bend the ends of the towel towards each other and then bend the ends of the towel away from each other, right? So if I kind of make a C shape and an opposite way. And again, it's the same thing. You're gripping it as hard as you can and you're rotating. Grip and rotate. Grip and rotate. That's it. So you want to think, Jane, keep your tension in your towel. So you're almost trying to pull it up and rotate it at the same time. That's it. Good, guys. If we let it go soft in the middle, we lose the work. Nice and tight, right? Tight and pull. Tight and pull. One more time in each direction. And then, we're going to switch sides. So now our opposite hand will go on the top. I think mine's this way. Tension on your towel. That's it. Keep your tension as you bend it inwards and you bend it outwards. So you're almost having to pull it open to keep the shape of it. I'm not very good, as you can see, with my left hand on top. It's definitely not really a C shape. Keep that tension throughout, ladies. That's it. Pull and round. So we're getting that nice rotation in our wrist joints. Good. We've got 4 more here. Keep pulling. 3, 2, and 1. And then release those arms down. So final exercise is super, super simple. It's an exercise called the farmer's carry. Does anyone know this exercise? Has anyone done it before? No? Super simple. You'll either use 2 weights, or what's even better is you use 2 shopping bags. So this is a good one to practice. I mean, now we're not going to have time to go and grab our weights, but we will for next week. Take 2 shopping bags, something that's even has good handles that you can hold on to, and I want you to fill it, okay? Fill it with as much as you feel you can hold, and I want you to just stand there, holding your bags down by your side for as long as you possibly can, right? When you feel, and a good thing to do is kind of time this exercise, when you feel, oh my gosh, I'm not going to be able to do it, obviously we bend our knees, we hinge from our hips, and we put our bags down. Now, of course, if you happen to have heavier weights, say dumbbells or kettlebells, yes, Viv, you've got 2 nice ones there. You could probably go heavier than that though. You will surprise yourself, ladies, at actually how much you'll be able to hold. Think about when you take the shopping out the car, how heavy those bags are. That's a really good little test, right? So the first thing you can do is just stand there. Now, if you can easily stand there and you don't feel like it puts much tension on your grip and it's very easy, then it's far too light. The great thing about this exercise is you can load it, right? We want to load those bones. Yes, Hannah, exactly. She's got 2 beautiful bags there. Now, all I want you to do is walk up and down your room. So imagine you've got your shopping bags or your heavy things. Once you've found a grip that you feel is challenging, you're going to just walk up and down the length of your room. Now, usually when I do this, I try to use either 2 even weights and literally walk up the length of the room and back, okay? Aim for about 6 to 8 runs. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then you can put your weight down and relax. I can bet you, if it's the right resistance, by the time you get to about 5 or 6 of your rounds, it's going to feel really, really tough, okay? And the aim is that you try to do this about 3 reps, 3 sets of those little walks. Super, super simple exercise. Now, little pointers to think about is posture, because you will be lifting heavy, right? Or we will be challenging ourselves with a weight that is heavier. What often will happen, and you guys have probably all experienced this, when you hold onto a heavy bag, what will want to happen is it wants to pull the shoulders forward. So you have to really stand up tall, roll your shoulder blades down your back, and you almost kind of squeeze the arms in towards the body. And you can practice this just standing with your weights, right? Feel this connection. It's as if you had your newspaper underneath your arm, right? And we want to squeeze it and hold it there. That's the sensation that we want to have when we do this exercise. We want to stand tall. So that, ladies, is your homework for this week, right? You don't need any fancy equipment. Choose 2 stable bags, fill them, time yourself. How long can you hold that for, right? And then once you've found, okay, this is a good weight for me, I want you to do those runs, and I want you to report back next week. I want to know how long we got. I want to know our challenge, and make sure that you write it down. That's important, yeah? And good, shake off those arms. Go and have a nice cup of tea or glass of something nice, you know, and get practicing. We want to have strong forearms, strong wrists, yeah?